What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking you through a Saturday workout, or a Saturday in the day in the life of a high school teacher who is on summer break. Say that 10 times fast. I'm also going to be taking you through a special workout that I've been incorporating now on my Saturdays, and it's a power workout. So stay tuned. Alright, so first up, it is 7:10. I slept in a little bit today. The reason I slept in today a little bit is because my daughter spent the night at my parents' again. So me and Cassie were up late last night watching all our shows, trying to get caught up on them, since we don't really watch our shows when Adeline is here. We watch her cartoon shows. But anyways, 7:10, woke up, had my little granola power bar that I showed you guys on my full day of eating, drank some water, and now I'm going to do my morning routine. Even though it is summer, I still have a morning routine that I stick to, the same as when I am working. The only difference is it starts later. So first things first, read 2 chapters of Maxwell's Leadership Bible. It's basically just the Bible, but John C. Maxwell, the guru when it comes to leadership, basically breaks down verses and ties in leadership with the Bible. Really liking that so far. And then I'm going to finish up this book this morning and then start a separate one. And then I'll usually read this for about 30 minutes. So this book is called Overcome by Jason Redman. He's a Navy SEAL, retired Navy SEAL. Now he's speaker. His story is crazy, what he's overcome, and that's why this book is called Overcome. Like I said, I'm about to finish it though. Good book overall. And then I am sipping on my pre-workout. So this whole thing takes about 30 minutes, and then in 30 minutes I will go out and then start my strength portion of my workout. Alright, so change of plans, had to pivot. So the original plan was to come out of the garage, do my strength portion, and then go for my run. Today, like I said, is kind of like a explosive style workout and then a long run. That is what's scheduled in the program. However, by the time I finished reading, by the time I finished talking to Cassie, I just looked at time-wise. I don't think it was going to work, so I had to make an adjustment, which if you are a parent, you realize that that is constantly what you are doing when it comes to trying to hit your fitness goals. So I did the run. The reason I did the run first is because I know it's going to get hotter here today. I haven't worked out for about 2 weeks. The reason why is prior to going on vacation, my lower back was feeling a little tweaked, so I took a couple rest days. I think I took 3 rest days. And then when it came to being up in Mammoth for a week, I decided I was going to actually force myself to take a whole week off. I took a week off from my diet. I took a week off from working out, running. I didn't do anything fitness related or fitness focused. I kind of wanted to give myself a mental reset. I do that every year. Usually it's just the diet and strength training goes out for a week, but I still focus on the running because I like running up there. However, this year I wanted to try something different and give myself a complete reset on everything. So I didn't do anything. Well, when I came back, when we were leaving, I started feeling sick. So I wasn't able to work out the days that I got back, a couple days after I got back from Mammoth. So like I said, I took about 2 weeks off. So this was my first real training session back that I felt 98% better. Now, knowing that, I know it was going to be hotter later. It's probably supposed to be like 100 degrees today. And I could have had the David Goggins mentality and the Instagram mentality where I'm like, I'm going to go out there and do it regardless. But realistically, that's probably not the smartest as my first day back. I could have done it. I could have done the strength conditioning piece, but probably been feeling it for the next couple days and jeopardized those training sessions. So as you get older, you got to train wiser. So did the 4 miles this morning. So like right now it's 8:55 and it's 84 degrees. And that run did not feel easy. The key when it comes to long runs, I try to run at a pace that I try to keep my heart rate in zone 2, which for me that's like 135 to 149 beats per minute. And sometimes I have to go extremely slow. Now granted, that's just off my Coros. I don't have a heart rate monitor. I do, but I just didn't wear it. But I go based off of feel. Like I should be able to talk. It shouldn't be too hard. Due to the fact I haven't ran in a while, this one did feel difficult, and my time was in my I guess you could say, standards of what I'm capable of. It wasn't the best. It was 4 miles, 43 minutes. My average pace was 10:53, but my beats per minute was 146. So the goal was to keep it below 149. With the heat, with how I'm feeling, a little congested, I'll take it for a win. And that's one thing you just got to kind of focus on. Like what I like to do on my long runs is I'll listen to some type of motivational podcast or something on Spotify. And it's crazy because the one I was listening today, it had some clips from Gary Vaynerchuk, it had some clips from the Hip Hop Preacher, it had some clips from Jocko Willink, and it was cool because they were all kind of basically saying the same thing I say, that I am a firm believer of balance, not just being an extreme at one thing and letting everything else suffer. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what that book was talking about. That book talks about the pentagon of basically your life. I want to say it was emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, physical intelligence, relationship intelligence. I forgot what the fifth one was. I'll have to look. But it's kind of the same thing I'm always talking about. Like you got to focus on your relationship. So it comes down to like my family relationship. I always focus on that. My fitness, I want to be really good at that. My work, I want to be really good at a high school, special education teacher. And then spiritual, personal development. I think that was the fifth one, personal development, like improving yourself. And it's just, that's what I'm never going to be an extreme fitness person. I'm never going to be the extreme teacher. And it's one of those things that it's like, if you can be good at everything, or even possibly great, like that is my goal, is to be a great husband, a great father, a great teacher, a great brother, a great friend, all those things. If I could be great at all of those instead of, like, for instance, you look at some athletes, they are phenomenal. Like if you look at the top athletes in the NBA or NFL, I would say they are phenomenal at that aspect of their life. But are they great parents? Are they great husbands? I don't know, but that's my mindset. If I could be considered great at mainly husband, father, teacher, I'll take that. And even, like I said, I didn't even really name fitness. So when it comes to fitness, it's like I want to be physically fit and healthy. And there's so many lessons that you can teach your kids when it comes to doing stuff that is physically hard. It was really cool the other day because my daughter said, we're Dettorres and we do hard stuff because hard stuff leads to good stuff or fun stuff. That's what we say. And I've been teaching her that. And I've been trying to push that. And even yesterday when we were coloring, she said something about, don't give up, Daddy, we don't give up. And that's something that I've taught her as I'm working out in my garage and she's watching. So just some thoughts. This is what happens when you do a morning run, a long run in the morning. That's why I like doing my cardio in the morning, especially outside. I think there's research that says when you're outside in the morning and you see the sunlight coming up, you're in nature and you're doing something physically demanding while listening to something that is building your mental toughness or your mental fortitude. It's just like a crazy high and a great way to start off your morning. So that's why I chose to do that instead of the strength training. So now I'm going to go in, fuel, because that is one thing I am trying to do, is fuel my workouts, fuel my runs. So my run was okay because I fueled. But right now, if I was to try to do my strength conditioning, it's not going to be a good workout. So I'm going to go in and eat, probably go pick up my daughter, maybe go swimming with her, and then come back here and then do my strength training. This is what Saturdays look like. All right, so for today's workout, like I said, it is a power-focused workout. So these are the workouts that I've been doing on Saturdays. I'm incorporating more power workouts because I've been reading up a lot on the benefits of like explosive training. So sprints, plyos, box jumps, power cleans, anything that again is gonna be like explosive. Like I want to start incorporating more fast twitch fiber muscles. So this is what this workout is gauged around. And again, if you are a father and you are looking at for a workout for longevity, then I would say this is definitely like a good workout for that. So started off with box jumps. Box jumps, I love box jumps. Great way to obviously stay explosive and then warm up your central nervous system. So did box jumps. I did 3 sets of 5, just on a 30-inch box jump. The goal is to obviously progress week by week by putting like a 10-pound plate on top or something like that. So I'll do 5 sets or 5 reps, and then I'll take about a minute rest, and then do another set of 5. Did that 3 sets of that, and then I went straight into some power cleans. I have not really power cleaned since college when I was playing football, so it has been a minute. Again, I am not good at them at all, but this is something I want to work on to improve, and something that I've been trying to focus on my daughter. It was like showing her excuse me, showing her me doing things that I am not good at, and hopefully improve on, so that I could teach her that everybody is not good at something at some point in their life. The only way you get better is by practicing. So that is why I'm practicing the power cleans. So 4 sets of 3. I'm obviously doing super lightweight just because I got to get the form down before I start increasing weight. And then after that, I went into kind of like an explosive workout. So it's just slam balls. You basically just pick up a weighted ball. This one was only 20 pounds, and you slam it on the ground as hard as you can. Did 4 sets of 10 of these, and then I went straight into supersetting that with 4 sets of plyo push-ups. Again, another explosive workout. So my thought process is that with this is obviously throwing something down towards the ground and then pushing off the ground to engage the chest. You don't really think that plyo push-ups would be that tough until you do the 4 sets of 10. I actually kind of got a pretty good chest pump just from doing those. And they just felt awkward, which is a good sign, because that means that I have something to improve on. And again, I would do 10 reps of slam balls and then 10 plyo push-ups, wait about 90 seconds, and then do that again. And then the last superset was I did dumbbell hang cleans. These are something that I really want to improve on. The reason I like doing these is because, one, it's another explosive workout, but you don't realize how much your core is engaged when you do this. So this was 3 sets of 10, and then I supersetted that with 3 sets of 10 of power squats, which is basically you just grab weight and try to explode up as high as you can. So I grabbed dumbbells. Just grabbed 10-pound dumbbells and held them in each hand, and focused on exploding as fast as I could. Once that was done, then I just jumped into the core circuit, which is 2 core exercises. I did sit-ups for 4 sets of 15, and then supersetted it with this weird crunch that I saw some fitness influencer do one time. I really like it, and it's extremely difficult. You definitely feel it in your core and your lower core. So I did 4 sets of 10 on that. So again, I did the sit-ups, then jumped into the reverse crunch or whatever you want to call it. Did 10 reps of that, and then I wait 2 minutes, and I do it again, and I did 4 sets of that. And that was basically my entire workout. So pretty quick, pretty effective, but this is what I've been doing on my Saturdays lately. So I forgot that there is a reason why I work out early in the morning. Because working out in a garage gym, it is currently 101 degrees in here right now. Super stuffy, super humid. But that is one of the benefits, issues, whatever you want to call it, of having a garage gym. So did not feel like doing today's workout. However, it only took me 45 minutes. Full body, explosive workouts is something I'm going to start incorporating on, I think, my weekends. Just because it's a little bit funner of a workout. And since it's shorter, it doesn't take away too much time that I could be inside spending time with my family. So it's about 4 o'clock right now. Didn't film my whole day just because Cassie had to run some errands while she was out running errands. I was playing with my daughter. We were coloring, we were watching some cartoons. We're basically playing action figures together. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I've currently pulled out all my old Marvel characters, and Adeline is absolutely loving it. So we were doing that. Like I was saying before, it's all about balance. I do YouTube and create content so that I could give you guys quality content without interfering with my day-to-day routine, where I could be a present husband and a present father. So I don't really film that much when I'm in the moment, because I don't want to be focusing on setting up the camera, videotaping, because then I'm really not enjoying what's happening with whoever I'm with, whether it be my wife or my daughter. That's why I didn't really film too much. But that's how weekends look for me as a teacher. Actually, it's not a weekend, because technically right now, since I'm on summer break, every day feels like a weekend because I don't have to work. I'm gonna go back to work for, I think, 3 weeks. I think August 1st is my first day back with no students. Yeah, I still got plenty of time. So anyway, just wrapping up this full day. I think my next video, I'm gonna announce what my next fitness endeavor will be. And I'll be tracking that for, I think, the next 12 weeks, 90 days, something like that. So if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of content, if you're a dad out there, a father out there who is just trying to be the best version of yourself, and you've watched it this far, then comment NYAD, which stands for Not Your Average Dad, because that is what this whole channel is about, this whole movement's about, is just being the best husband and father you could be to your child. So anyway, stay tuned for next week's video, because like I said, I will be announcing my next fitness endeavor. So you guys already know the motto: stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.